lose his first competitive game for 6 weeks and his first appearance in the European Championships. Mike England's injury problems resolved, so he names the strongest side from the players available, which is almost as strong as he could wish. The Czechs, winners of the European Championship 11 years ago, and although they didn't make the World Cup last summer, they're a very strong team, especially in defence. Unbeaten in almost a year, they play with a sweeper, Kovaniek, Czech Player of the Year, and they'll be difficult to break down. But in view of Wales' great record on this ground under Mike England, the spectators here looking for a Welsh win tonight. The referee is Krzysztof Czermarmazovic of Poland. News of Jan Molby's goal in Denmark's 1-0 win in Finland means Wales have been knocked off the top of Group 6 for at least the next 90 minutes. As the Czechs kick off this evening here at the racecourse in front of a crowd of something like 15,000 people. They've got wet in the past couple of hours as Wales, in all red, Peter Nicholas in a tussle with the Czech captain Jan Fiala. Vanden Hauw. The header clear is towards Skuhravi. Skuhravi again. And a little slip by Pat Vanden Hauw means that there's a chance for Knoflicek very early on in the game. He's forced wide by Ratcliffe, and Nicholas, with a little bit of time, under pressure from Janeška. James and Phillips combining and freeing Hodges on the left. It's over the head of Neil Slatter. Clayton Blackmore. Czechoslovakia conceded just 4 goals in their last 11 games in the past year and a third. And they've only lost once in that time, so they're certainly a force to be reckoned with. Kula, Skuhravi. Hašek. Chance for Phillips to break for Wales. Not unexpectedly, Rush and Hughes are the men forward. It's the long one towards Hughes. Quite control. Novak was in there. And Hašek is it wide to Kula. Karel Kula. Danik Kostrava. The line to Janeška. Good play by Janeška. May have to play it back to Kula. Finds him in the end, or tries to, but it's cut out by Blackmore. Hodges. Problems and a chance. Oh, it's the crossbar. What an effort by Kubik. What an effort. And Neville Southall had no chance with that. As Wales burst forward. Dave Phillips, it's cut out by Novak. And what an effort that was. Neville Southall really left groping. It couldn't really have been a better shot. As Lubos Kubik hammered it against the crossbar. Mike England might be heaving a sigh of relief after that. Ratcliffe. Hašek with the throw. Foul by Peter Nicholas on a man who hit the crossbar just a moment ago, Lubos Kubik. Kovaniek. Flicked by Janeška, and a good one towards Hašek. They're good, these Czechs, you know, and that one's off the upright this time. Well, we've had an indication in the last 2 minutes of just how dangerous these Czechoslovakians can be in the European Championship. A moment ago, it was the number 6 Kubik who hammered a shot against the crossbar, and just as if to prove he could do just as well, even Hašek on that occasion, hitting it right against the outside of the upright. 2 let-offs for Wales. Again, the close attentions of Novak to the cross. Kovaniek clears. It's towards Knoflicek. So the touchline throw to Wales. That's a dreadful ball by Chovanec. Rushes in there with Mikloško. Mikloško won't be too pleased with the way that his sweeper put him into trouble there. Rodgers. Really beginning to establish himself now in the Wimbledon first team and in the Welsh team. Robbie James to Nicholas. It's towards Hughes. Good control and a good volley. Not quite keeping it down. But just a little sign of what Mark Hughes can do. He may have not played much competitive football lately, but you could hardly accuse him of looking sluggish then. Slatter. Rush. Phillips. Can he get it curling across? He does towards Robbie James. Hodges just paused momentarily. Hughes! And hacked clear by Novak. But the danger's not passed for the Czechs. Kevin Ratcliffe. Not a good ball in field. And now it is cleared Janeška. Goalkeeper Mikloško suffering a bit as a result of that. And also suffering is Janeška. After a little challenge from Kevin Ratcliffe. So a moment of panic there in the Czechoslovakian defence. Kubik, again using that poise to beat off the challenge of Nicholas. It's towards Knoflicek. Got the cleanest shirt on the field. Kula. Janeška. And that's another corner off Blackmore. Experienced man, Janeška. 35 caps he's won. He's got the ball now. Scored 9 goals for the Czechs in international matches. And he's leaving this corner. The sweeper, Josef Chovanec. It's off Robbie Jones for another one. Wales yet to win a corner. 32 minutes played. Czechs putting on the pressure. Again, Chovanec. Will he vary at this time? It's an interesting one towards Kubik. Oh, dear me. What a lovely shot. What a marvellous corner that was. It was chipped across by Chovanec. And walloped by Kubik. And it wasn't far wide as well, although the Welsh defender was watching it all the way. Taking his time, no pressure on the Czechs. 45 minutes almost of goalless football will be too much of a disappointment for them. They end the half coming forward. Janeška cut out by Ratcliffe. Nicholas to Blackmore. Hughes really has been closely guarded by Straka. I don't think they like each other very much, certainly on the evidence of this further 45 minutes. And I'm not sure that Novak and Rush are the best of friends. They've certainly got to know each other very well, though. There wasn't a foul by Peter Nicholas there, but the referee says there was. Hašek dived, rather. Blackmore gives away the throw. Dying seconds of the first half. Kula, interesting one, towards Knoflicek. Skuhravi gathers, and that's the last action of the first half. And I must admit, it's all been a rather disappointing first half, rather anticlimactic, because Wales haven't made much of an impression on the Czechoslovakians. It's the Czechs who had the early chances, hit the bar, hit the post, and Wales still really to make a dent in what's been a very strong Iron Curtain defence. Can Wales improve things in the second half? The half-time score, 0-0. So Ian Rush and Mark Hughes and company have another 45 minutes in which to break down this very composed-looking Czechoslovakian side and regain their place at the top of Group 6 of the European Championships. A place in West Germany next summer is what they're all striving for. The referee checking with his linesman. And off we go at the start of the second half. And the first action from Pat van den Hauwe. Novak is fouled by Mark Hughes. Phillips wide on the right. It's towards Robbie James, a good one. Can he turn? Can he get one in? Second chance perhaps towards Rush, and that's just past. Robbie James clenches his fists in despair. He made the running, and that was oh so close to the opening goal of the game. Robbie James turned well, got a second bite at the cherry. Second time decided to chip it across, and Rush not quite getting the connection that it needed. So Wales making their presence felt at the start of this second half, certainly. Hodges goes outside Straka. That's towards Hughes. Good save that time by Mikloško. Certainly enlivened the racecourse crowd, getting behind the Welsh team now as they always do. Kula, little back foot by Ratcliffe towards Southall. Novak away to Knoflicek. Comes inside, Slater rather well. Got a little bit of space to work in. Gets it across. Oh, what a chance that was. Chobaniak couldn't quite gather. But still, they come forward through Kula. Knoflicek again, the man who created that opening for the Czechs. Again, he's got a little bit of space. Lets one fly this time, but didn't have the direction. And Ivo Knoflicek at Slavia Prague, making the Welsh defenders think then. Kubik. Kula. Van den Hauwe finds Phillips. Robbie James in space. Finds Hughes instead, does Phillips. Hughes back to goal, plays it to Nicholas. That's an interesting one from Nicholas, looking for Phillips. Can he get there first? Across comes Kubik as well. And that's off Kubik for a corner. Well played, Phillips. Lubos Kubik conceding the first corner of the second half in the 12th minute. Wales win it. The crowd in need of something to cheer. Will they get it from this Glyn Hodges corner? Near post, headed clear. To Fiala. Knoflicek. Bursting from defence is Kula. Only Janeška is up with him. Now Knoflicek's making the run, but Nicholas finds Hughes. Hodges. Blackmore. Hughes. Rush, one touch to control, two to play it to Robbie James. Forced him wide. Still gets it back in, Mikloška off the crossbar. Still in play. Rush back to Hodges. Towards Hughes, but cleared by Straka. And real pressure exerted on the Czechoslovakian defence. Ian Rush touched it across towards Robbie James. And his cross off a body and off the crossbar and cleared, but only just. David Phillips. Hughes. Van den Hauwe. Ratcliffe. Blackmore, the run is by Hodges, and there's oceans of room for him.